Hey, what's up guys, it's Kano, and today I'm here with the top 5 most annoying moves in Multiversus. Now, I'd originally thought about doing the top 5 most annoying characters to fight against, but in all reality, almost every character has at least one move annoying enough to give you a brain hemorrhage, so I decided to do the top 5 of these moves that just push it to the next level. First, there's one rule for this list. I'm not counting moves that lead into infinites or loops, or at least not counting that move because of the fact it leads into infinites, such as Shaggy's Down Strong, Harley's Fair, or Bugs' Dare. But before we get into the video, I'd just like to mention that I plan on making frequent content, so if you could go ahead and drop a like and subscribe, that'd be great. Anyways, without further ado, let's get into the countdown.
Skateboard!
Coming in at number 5, we have Jake's Downer. Jake's Downer is a very stupid move. For starters, it is by far the most damaging dare in the game, and it's even a contender for the most damaging move overall, and that's just with the move itself. You see, the move itself does around 18%, which is already a very meaty move. However, for whatever reason, the devs decided to make it ignite, dealing an extra 4%, which makes absolutely no sense whatsoever from a balancing standpoint and from a realistic standpoint. From a balancing standpoint, the move is already great. 18% from one move that leads very well into combos has no need for it to ignite. And from a realistic standpoint, you see, Morty's up air is a blast to fire. It makes sense for it to ignite. Same thing with Iron Giant's Dare. So how does a dog doing 3 ollies in a row engulf somebody in flames? And this is not even mentioning the fact that if you equip collateral damage, then it becomes 25%, on top of the other 25% you're going to get from a good follow-up, on top of the fact that it's overall just a very safe move. This move is just genuinely ridiculous, and that's why it comes in at number 5.
Super ass at this game!
Coming in at number 4, we have Bugs' Up Air. This one should be no surprise. Almost all of Bugs' aerials have their own form of bullshit, but Up Air just takes the cake. For one, this move's hitbox is ridiculous. Whenever you're coming in on a Bugs Up Air, you have to be careful which way you dodge, because there's a good chance you'll get hit anyways. But that's not the worst part, because on top of the fact that the hitbox is the size of Wisconsin, the move kills stupidly early. I mean like earlier than almost any other character's Up Air. These two attributes make it so easy to get the opponent and kill them around 90, 80, sometimes even 70 depending on how close they are to the top blast zone. On top of the fact that 2 of his aerials lead into this move, just makes it a prime kill option for Bugs at almost any time, except for when spiking, in which, Bugs' spike has no shortages in the fucking wacky ass hitbox department. But it's just, I love the fact that this move has been a problem since the game's launch, and the only change that's been done to it is adding 4 frames of recovery. Needless to say, this didn't change shit for the move, because it's not like you were going to punish him in the first place due to the ridiculous hitbox. It's for these reasons that I put Bugs Up Air at number 4. For number 3, we have Tom and Jerry's Slingshot. Slingshot is just simply too good of a move. To start off, Slingshot is a projectile, and in case you haven't noticed, projectiles are quite good in this game, but the hitbox on Jerry is actually insane due to just how active it is. The little animation of Jerry jumping up in the air after he lands on the ground is a completely active hitbox, so even if Tom misses the shot, Jerry can just jump up and still manage to hit the enemy. But what gets me is the fact that this move has no cooldown as long as you can retrieve Jerry. And while sure, there are some characters that can one-shot him like Shaggy or Harley with her Nair, Tom has so many options for protecting the little rodent if he's a far distance away, such as Uppy, who travels right to Jerry. Jerry himself shoots a projectile to get any enemy off of him. Plus, Fishing Rod lets you reel him in even if you didn't land directly on him. Plus, of course, you have your tennis balls, which can end up intercepting your opponent from killing your ammunition. And this is mainly just for a scenario where you miss with them, because the move has such good knockback that 9 times out of 10, you can still get back to Jerry before your opponent can. This move combos, it's a great kill option off stage if you want to sacrifice Jerry. It's just overall a fantastic move that is absolutely infuriating to go up against, which is why it's at number 3.
Eat this, hippie.
Coming in at number 2, we have Battering, or as I like to call it, the play neutral for me move, which is exactly what it is. There's never a bad time to throw out this move. Sure, you have to aim it, but it isn't like aiming LeBron's ball where you can shoot in 3 different directions and you have to actually predict where your opponent is going to be. No, you have full control over Battering during its entire duration, making it extremely easy to hit. And if you get your Battering back, which is not hard to do in the slightest, because if you miss, it comes right back to you, then the cooldown is essentially non-existent. It's a great combo starter, it's a great combo extender. Hell, if you angle it right, it could even be a spike at the right percent. And if you run Battering on them, which, let's be honest, what Batman doesn't run this perk, then you get 5 stacks a weekend when the Battering is coming back. And weekend is not necessarily the best state to be in. Even if you don't hit it when it's coming back to you, you still get a stack a weekend, which still helps tremendously, especially for a character with combos as good as Batman's. Overall, there's just not a whole lot this move can't do. It's good for just about any situation, which is why it's my number 2. Now before we get into number 1, I have a couple honorable mentions I want to get out of the way. First up, we have Shaggy's Charge. Now, this is a move that very realistically could have been in the top 5, hell, probably even top 3, but I felt it would have been kind of cheating to put a move that gives you 4 ridiculously good kill options. Still, it can't be undermined just how good it is. Up B being the prime example. It kills a 90 if you combo out of jab or down strong. Neutral B is a fantastic edge guarding option that can definitely kill people who are hugging wall. Side B goes nuts in doubles, and if you catch both of them, that's fantastic damage, and it's the same thing with the large sandwich. Shaggy would already be a good character without charge, but with charge, it just elevates him to a whole new level. After Shaggy, we have Superman's Up B in the air. Now, this is just the classic GIMP move, and the only reason that it's not on the list is because it's somewhat reasonably hard to land. But man, that will not take away from the times that it does land. If Superman catches you at the top of the map, at the side of the map, or somewhat close to the bottom with this move, then bye-bye, you lose. Every now and then you'll come across the brain-dead Superman who's all campy with the walls in hopes of spiking you, and man, is it absolutely infuriating when he does, which is why this move is an honorable mention. Finally, for the last of our honorable mentions, we have Morty's Down B. Now, in my opinion, Morty's Down B isn't really too bad, but as a Morty secondary playing against my friends, they cannot stand this move. The best definition for this move is that it's a get out jail free card. It's especially good against rushdowns because the second they try and get in your face, just mash this move and then you do a good amount of damage and heal. The cooldown makes it more than fair, however I can admit it can be very frustrating to contest this move, especially if you land right in the center, because then your opponent gets hit by the grenade right into your up air. Overall, one of Morty's best moves by far.
I can't believe it! You lost!
Coming in at number 1, we have Arya's Up B. Let me just say, I hate this move. I utterly loathe this move. It is completely ridiculous, and the absolute basis for Arya's entire game plan. Landing this move guarantees you a minimum 15%, and Arya has one of the easiest combo games thanks to this move, because landing it just puts you in the perfect position for a follow-up. First off, you can combo into this move using jab, and sure, you can get really good follow-ups out of Shaggy's jab. Difference is, Shaggy doesn't have a sword, and as such doesn't have one of the lengthiest jabs in the game. Once you do land this move, you can connect it with any of your aerials. Doing a down air can lead into another up B, which sometimes can loop, up air, which can kill ridiculously early if you land it close enough to the top blast zone, and side air, which also kills ridiculously early if you're close enough to the side blast zone. And then there's dagger, in which if you have a dagger on someone and they're above 30 and you land a jab on them, it's just GG's, because then you can jab, up B, up air, teleport the knife, up B, up air, and 9 times out of 10, you're just dead. And the cherry on top is the fact that this is an expert character, giving all the Arya players out there a sense of false self-satisfaction for playing this brain-dead character. All Aryas play the exact same way because there is no other way to play this character. Up B is not only Arya's greatest combo tool, it's her greatest kill tool. Throwing out this move is never a bad idea, and the reward you get for landing it is immense. Getting hit by this move genuinely makes me squeeze my controller harder and harder every single time it lands. It's because of these reasons that I consider Arya's Up B by far the most annoying move in this game. Well, that's my list. Obviously, everyone's not going to agree with it, so if you have any moves that really grind your gears, or you think I'm just a bad player for getting annoyed by these moves, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. I should mention that this video will be coming out right before the Gizmo patch, and as I'm editing this video, I have read the patch notes, and a lot of the moves that I talked about today have gotten tuned a little bit. Jake's Dare doesn't do as much damage, which, thank God, that's a very necessary change. Arya's up B, you should be able to DI out of it, which I really hope just kind of butchers the character, because I hate fighting her in general. And Bugs' up air has it has less active frames, or at least the hitbox is less active. So I don't really know what this is gonna do for the move, but if I had to take a guess, I don't think it's gonna change it that much. But you know, we'll just have to wait and see. But that's all I have for you. So see you, bye.